Across the globe, life is defined by conflict. Millions of species locked in nature's eternal battle for survival. On land, beneath the waves, and high in the skies, every creature faces the same relentless struggle. Here, there are no rules, only the raw law of tooth and claw. From the sun-scorched African plains to the untamed wilderness of the American West. Among nature's great predators, few can rival the leopard, a shadowed assassin and one of evolution's most enduring triumphs. No other big cat roams so far or thrives in such extremes. From the golden savannas of Africa to the snow-laden cliffs of the Himalayas, leopards adapt, endure, and dominate. Pound for pound, they are unmatched in strength. Masters of the climb, they ascend with effortless grace. And when they strike, they do so with lethal precision, ambush hunters whose agility borders on the extraordinary. Their prey ranges from the smallest creatures to beasts twice their size, felled in moments by a single, crushing bite. But the leopard's brilliance lies not only in the kill. High in the branches, they hoist their quarry into secret larders among the leaves, stores of life kept beyond the reach of scavengers like the ever-hungry hyena. Silent, powerful, unstoppable, the leopard is the very embodiment of survival. Kilimanjaro, one of Africa's 7 natural wonders, a colossal sentinel standing in quiet majesty. But in just over a century, more than 80% of its ancient ice cap has disappeared. Rivulets now cascade down its slopes, carrying the final remnants of a vanishing ice age. Below, the once lush montane forests are retreating. Elephant herds are forced to travel farther, driven by the growing scarcity of food. Kilimanjaro, the roof of Africa, is changing. Environmental shifts are rewriting the rules of survival. The struggle to endure is fiercer than ever. Only the most resilient life forms leave their mark upon the mountain's enduring cliffs. Welcome to wild animals, elite hunters of the African savanna. Cold winds tumble from Kilimanjaro's peak, sweeping across its jagged cliffs. As global temperatures climb, the mountain's once permanent glaciers retreat, revealing stark, barren rock in their place, a fading monument to a colder age. At the mountain's base, the changing climate is equally unforgiving. Shrinking vegetation forces African elephant herds to journey greater distances in desperate search of water. In the shadows of the forest, a leopard moves like a whisper, its footsteps lost in the rustling undergrowth. Stealthy yet commanding, it glides through dense foliage, a silent ruler of the slopes. Higher up, the nimble klipspringer navigates treacherous terrain, each leap a gamble. One slip could turn it into prey, another story etched into the forest's food chain. A leopard waits. It is Kilimanjaro's apex predator, swift, precise, and lethal. One sudden ambush, and the hunt ends in silence. Its muscular frame and expert climbing skills carry it high into the trees, where it secures its kill away from opportunistic rivals. Elsewhere in the open grasslands, an eerie chorus rises, the haunting call of the spotted hyena. It marks the beginning of a coordinated hunt. Known for their complex social structure, hyena clans are more than chaotic scavengers. They are tactical predators, working together to bring down formidable prey like the powerful African buffalo. But hyenas are more than hunters. They are nature's cleanup crew. By feeding on the remains of the dead, they recycle essential nutrients back into the ecosystem, playing a vital role in maintaining balance in this ever-shifting wilderness. The battle for survival on Kilimanjaro is a delicate dance, an eternal cycle of pursuit and evasion. Here, every creature plays a role in an intricate web of life, a living tapestry woven by nature's masterful hand. The roar of the lion fell silent across the plains of Zambia. By the close of the 20th century, they had vanished, ghosts of a vanished kingdom. Alone in the tall grass, one lioness remained, Lady Leia. She wandered the empty savannah as a lone sentinel, a living relic of what had been lost. Her presence was quiet, her gaze unwavering, a symbol of resilience in a land that had forgotten its kings. But from her solitude, something remarkable happened. A new generation emerged. Among the first to reclaim this forsaken domain was a lion unlike any other, Bon Jovi, a male with a wild, regal mane reminiscent of a rock legend. His presence was magnetic, his stride full of purpose. Like a young king returning from exile, he brought with him the thunder of paws, the thrill of the hunt, and the ancient rhythms of the savannah. Though Bon Jovi was later relocated to Kafue National Park for the safety of nearby communities, his story marked the beginning of a stunning revival. The lions had returned. These apex predators are more than solitary hunters. They are social strategists, bound by blood and hierarchy. Lions live in tightly knit groups known as prides, usually one or two adult males, several related females, and their cubs. This structure is key to their survival, especially in the harsh dry season, when prey is scarce and competition is fierce. Unlike other big cats, lions are built for cooperation. Together, they defend territory. Together, they hunt. And in the dry, breathless heat of Zambia's plains, their prey, plain zebra, wildebeest, even buffalo, know that danger often comes when first drives them to the water's edge. They fan out like seasoned warriors, each knowing her role. Some crawl low through the grass, others swing wide, flanking unseen. These ambushes are not random, they are rehearsed over generations. And when the moment comes, when the gap closes to just meters, the silence shatters into chaos. Biologically, lions are giants, the second largest big cat species on Earth. Males can weigh up to 225 kilograms, females up to 150. Their signature manes are not just for show. They attract mates and protect vital areas during brutal fights for dominance. Then there is the roar. Thunder, rolling across the savannah, heard up to 8 kilometers away. A proclamation of power, a warning to intruders. But even the kings and queens of the grasslands are not guaranteed a meal. Only 20 to 30% of their hunts end in success. Every failed attempt drains their energy and tightens the grip of hunger. And for the pride's youngest, those still too small to join the hunt, Each missed opportunity can mean the difference between life and death. The return of lions to this land is not just a conservation success. It is the rekindling of a legacy, a reminder that even when silence falls, the wild remembers. On the cracked earth, the slender footprints of a cheetah press into the fine dust, one of the few signs of one of Luo Plains' most elusive hunters. In the face of drought and rising competition, the cheetah's journey becomes a striking glimpse into refined evolution, where speed and strategy converge in a delicate art, the hunt. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth. It can accelerate from 0 to 96 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds, faster than most sports cars. At top speed, it reaches up to 105 kilometers per hour. Its entire body is a blueprint of specialized adaptation. A long, flexible spine acts like a spring, stretching with each stride. Slender, muscular legs operate like precision levers, and semi-retractable claws function like track spikes, gripping the earth with remarkable control. Together, these features give the cheetah unmatched speed and maneuverability. But that speed comes at a cost. Each chase is a high-stakes sprint, rarely exceeding 300 meters and lasting less than a minute. Sustaining such velocity causes the cheetah's body temperature to rise rapidly, demanding immediate recovery. Every pursuit is a gamble. To maximize their chances, cheetahs hunt during the cooler hours of early morning and late afternoon. These windows not only offer relief from the heat, but reduce encounters with dominant predators such as lions and spotted hyenas. Unlike many carnivores, cheetahs rarely scavenge and almost never feed on carrion. They rely entirely on their own hunting prowess, making precision and timing a matter of survival. Among the world's big cats, cheetahs are socially unique. Females are solitary, raising cubs alone until they are old enough to survive independently. Males, in contrast, often form small groups known as coalitions, usually made up of brothers. These coalitions enhance their ability to defend territory and increase their chances of encountering females during the mating season. Cheetahs do not roar like lions or leopards. Their vocal range is more delicate, consisting of soft growls, high-pitched chirps, and short hisses. Gentle, almost ghost-like sounds that mirror their quiet presence on the plains. As of 2024, the number of adult cheetahs in Luo Plains is estimated at just around 18 individuals. It's a modest figure, but deeply significant in light of the species' rapid global decline. Today, the total number of adult cheetahs in the wild stands at roughly 6,500. Most are found in Namibia, Botswana, and a scattering of protected areas across eastern and southern Africa. In Luo, conservation efforts are underway to link the reserve with neighboring ecosystems, particularly the eastern reaches of Angola. These initiatives aim to expand wildlife corridors and improve genetic exchange between isolated populations. Protecting the cheetah is about more than just preserving numbers. It's about securing the species' genetic integrity, a critical factor in resilience to disease, environmental change, and the uncertain future that lies ahead. At the lower elevations of Kilimanjaro, the bushland zone stretches from 2,600 to 5,900 feet, presenting a landscape where nature and humanity have long been intertwined. This zone serves as the gateway to the mountain's complex ecosystems, marked by warm, dry conditions and nurtured by grasslands and secondary forests. The mixture of farmland and forest here not only sustains hundreds of plant and animal species, but also supports indigenous communities who have harmonized their way of life with the environment. The climate in the bushland is a perfect balance of abundant sunshine and moderate rainfall. Temperatures range from 70 degrees Fahrenheit to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, providing the warmth necessary for plant growth. Annual rainfall averages between 20 and 40 inches, with most of it concentrated during 2 major rainy seasons. This rich environment teems with life, supporting a wide variety of species. Grasslands and shrubs offer both food and shelter for animals large and small, contributing to the vitality of this remarkable region. As you step into the bushland, one of the most iconic inhabitants of the ecosystem is the African buffalo, often found moving through the grasslands and scattered forests in search of food. These large herbivores are descendants of the ancient bovid family, one of the oldest groups of herbivores, emerging over 5 million years ago. Over time, the African buffalo has evolved to thrive in a variety of environments, from expansive savannas to dense tropical forests. The survival of these buffalo is closely tied to their herd behavior. Typically, they travel in large herds, sometimes numbering up to 500 individuals, with older males taking on leadership and protective roles. Living in such large groups provides significant advantages, especially when confronting formidable predators. When danger approaches, the herd instinctively forms a defensive circle, with the younger members safely in the center and the adults guarding the outer perimeter. Their long, curved horns, reaching up to 40 inches, serve not only as a symbol of strength, but also as powerful weapons in their defense. As they move through the grasslands, African buffalo consume thick vegetation, creating open patches that allow sunlight to reach the soil, encouraging the growth of other plants. Their droppings enrich the soil with nutrients, promoting seed dispersion and fostering plant diversity. With their size and numbers, they play a crucial role in shaping the landscape, creating pathways for other animals and maintaining ecological balance in this vibrant ecosystem. In the stillness of the night, the eerie, laughter-like calls of the spotted hyena echo through the landscape, unmistakably announcing its presence as one of Africa's most effective predators and scavengers. The spotted hyena plays a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance of its environment. Contrary to common misconceptions, the primary source of food for the spotted hyena comes not from scavenging, but from active hunting. Evolving from the ancient Hyenidae family, an early lineage of mammals that once dominated Africa's grasslands and forests, the spotted hyena has developed specialized traits that make it a master hunter and an efficient resource user. Its powerful jaws, robust physique, and complex social structures are the result of millions of years of evolution in some of the most challenging environments on Earth. During hunts, spotted hyenas exhibit remarkable coordination, dividing tasks to encircle, corner, and overpower prey. With running speeds of up to 37 miles per hour, they can relentlessly chase their quarry across rugged terrain, wearing it down until it succumbs from exhaustion. Not only are they exceptional hunters, but they are also unmatched scavengers. With a bite force exceeding 1,000 pounds per square inch, the strongest of any terrestrial mammal, Their jaws can crush bones, extracting nutrients that other predators cannot access. This ability not only aids their survival in harsh conditions, but also plays a vital role in cleaning the ecosystem. By consuming carcasses, they help reduce the risk of disease spreading from animal remains, thus maintaining the health of the entire ecosystem. The lush grasslands and dense shrubs of the Bushland zone provide the perfect backdrop for one of Africa's most iconic animals, the African bush elephant. As the largest land animal on Earth, the elephant carries a remarkable evolutionary story that spans over 6 million years. Belonging to the family Elephantidae, these majestic creatures are the descendants of ancient elephants that once roamed freely across Africa. However, over time, climate change and human activity have drastically reduced their range, confining them to select regions of sub-Saharan Africa, where conditions still support their survival. Among the sprawling Kilimanjaro bushland ecosystem, elephants find refuge in the vast grasslands and low shrublands, which provide abundant food sources, while small streams and dense vegetation offer vital water and shelter. Weighing up to 13,200 pounds and standing as tall as 13 feet, African bush elephants require around 300 pounds of food daily to sustain their massive size. They feed on grasses, shrubs, bark, and even roots, transforming the bushland into a natural banquet. Despite their seemingly slow demeanor, elephants are capable of remarkable mobility and sophistication. Herds, typically led by an older female, the matriarch, maintain tight social bonds. As they traverse the bushland, elephants create natural trails through the landscape. These pathways, forged over time, not only facilitate access to food and water, but also reshape the environment, opening passages for other wildlife. On the move, elephants communicate using low-frequency sounds imperceptible to humans that can travel great distances. Their large ears are not just a striking feature, they also serve a vital cooling function. By flapping their ears, elephants circulate air through the thin vessels, helping regulate their body temperature in the searing heat. Their trunks, containing over 40,000 muscles, are incredibly versatile, allowing them to drink up to 2.5 gallons of water in one go, pluck high branches, and even defend themselves when threatened. Often referred to as the architects of the environment, elephants significantly shape the landscape. Through their feeding and movement, they open spaces that allow sunlight to reach the ground, encouraging the growth of new plant species. Their dung, rich with seeds from the plants they consume, helps disperse and foster new vegetation, ensuring the renewal of the ecosystem. However, the survival of the African bush elephant is far from certain. Poaching for ivory remains the greatest threat to these magnificent creatures, with approximately 20,000 elephants killed annually across Africa to feed the illegal ivory trade. Additionally, the conversion of their natural habitats into farmland and urban developments forces elephants to travel greater distances in search of food and water. This displacement has led to increased human-wildlife conflict as elephants encroach upon cultivated fields and settlements in their desperate struggle for survival. The bushland at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro provides a perfect refuge for the common dwarf mongoose, the smallest mongoose species in Africa. These agile creatures thrive in social groups, typically ranging from 8 to 30 individuals, all under the leadership of a dominant breeding pair. Their homes are often repurposed burrows, abandoned by aardvarks or other burrowing animals, that offer protection from predators and the harsh elements of the surrounding environment. The dwarf mongoose's diet primarily consists of insects like termites, crickets, and beetles, though they also indulge in small bird eggs, vertebrates, and occasionally fruit. With their powerful digging abilities, they can unearth food hidden beneath the soil, using their sharp claws to overturn the earth in search of insects and other invertebrates. While foraging, mongoose groups divide into smaller units, with some individuals taking on the critical role of sentinels. Perched high on rocks or tree trunks, these watchful sentinels keep a vigilant eye on the surroundings. At the first sign of danger, they emit sharp warning calls, alerting the rest of the group to quickly seek shelter. The bushland at the base of Kilimanjaro is a vibrant tapestry of life, where lush green grasslands stretch across the mountain's foothills and merge effortlessly into sparse forests. In this breathtaking landscape, plain zebras, with their striking black and white striped coats, stand as an unmistakable symbol of Africa's wild savannas. The story of the plain zebra dates back nearly 4 million years, when their ancestors, part of the equid family, first settled in Africa's expansive grasslands. Over time, evolution bestowed upon them their iconic stripes, a feature that not only adds to their beauty, but also serves vital biological functions. Each zebra's stripe pattern is unique, much like human fingerprints, allowing every individual to be easily identified within the herd. Today, plain zebras are widespread across sub-Saharan Africa, thriving in the continent's vast grasslands and open woodlands. In the Kilimanjaro region, the bushland offers the zebras a perfect habitat, where short grasses abound and natural water sources remain plentiful. Recent estimates from 2023 suggest a population of around 1,200 to 1,500 zebras in the area, a stable figure that underscores the crucial role the bushland ecosystem plays in sustaining these magnificent creatures. Unlike the cheetah, the African wild dog, also known as the painted wolf, is among the most socially organized carnivores in the animal kingdom. Each individual wears a uniquely patterned coat of black, pale yellow, brown, and white, as if painted by hand. These vivid patterns serve as visual identifiers within the pack, helping maintain cohesion during long-distance hunts across the open terrain. Their large, rounded ears are not only adept at detecting distant sounds, but also serve a thermoregulatory function, dissipating heat, an essential adaptation in the sweltering climate of the Leopard Plains. At the heart of every pack is an alpha pair. The dominant male and female are the sole breeders, while the rest of the pack rallies to help raise the pups and support one another. This tightly knit social bond has shaped them into one of Africa's most successful hunters, with coordinated hunts boasting a staggering success rate of up to 90%. Their strategy is nothing short of extraordinary. Organized like a military formation, each member plays a distinct role, chasing, flanking, or cutting off escape routes. As the prey tires from minutes of relentless pursuit, the pack rotates positions, blocks exits, and scatters the target's focus until escape becomes nearly impossible. This collective intelligence extends beyond the hunt. It is visible in how food is shared and how every member, young or old, injured or healthy, is looked after. In the world of African wild dogs, survival is not about individual strength, but about unwavering cooperation and mutual support. Once extinct in this region due to hunting and habitat loss, the African wild dog has made a remarkable return. In 2022, a pack of 11 was reintroduced to the Leopard Plains through a collaboration between African Parks and the Zambia Carnivore Program. The rewilding effort surpassed expectations. The pack adapted swiftly, established new territory, and successfully bred, marking a hopeful new chapter in the species' story. Today, their growing presence is more than just a conservation triumph. It is a living testament to the rewards of protecting wild spaces, an echo of nature's resilience, gifted back to those who chose to defend its purity and power. In the low shrubs and dense grasslands, dik-diks skillfully conceal themselves among the undergrowth, evading the watchful eyes of predators. When danger is sensed, a dik-dik emits a sharp, high-pitched alarm call, alerting nearby animals to the threat and occasionally startling potential predators. This behavior not only offers the dik-dik protection, but also fosters a natural communication network, linking various species in the ecosystem and creating a shared warning system. Dik-diks live in monogamous pairs, typically consisting of one male and one female. Each pair defends a territory that spans 12 to 15 acres, where they forage, protect their boundaries, and raise their young. To mark their territory, dik-diks utilize special scent glands near their eyes, leaving chemical markers on plants and the ground. As herbivores, dik-diks primarily feed on soft grasses, tender leaves, and occasionally bark. Remarkably, they are able to extract enough moisture from the plants they consume, enabling them to survive in the arid regions where water is scarce. At the dense edges of the forest, where the bushland meets a tapestry of vibrant green foliage, the white-cheeked turako glides effortlessly through the air like a living jewel. Its brilliant green feathers and striking red wings paint bold strokes of color against the lush landscape, adding a vivid contrast to the surrounding wilderness. The turako's resonant calls echo through the treetops, filling the atmosphere with a sense of both mystery and life. These birds typically live in pairs or small groups of 3 to 7 individuals. Known for their territorial nature, they defend their home ranges with remarkable fierceness, using their long-reaching cuckoo calls not only to communicate, but also to warn off intruders. Primarily fruit eaters, white-cheeked turakos also consume tender leaves, flowers, and the occasional seed. They gather fruit from both branches and the forest floor. In doing so, they play a crucial role in seed dispersal, aiding the regeneration of forest vegetation and contributing to the growth of new plant life in surrounding areas. Amid the lush green foliage, a vibrant world comes alive with the flutter of shimmering wings. Sunbirds and spider hunters dart between treetops at breathtaking speed, their powerful wings carrying them gracefully through the canopy. In times of scarcity, these agile foragers can travel up to 5 miles in a single day, tirelessly searching for flowering plants. As they approach each bloom, their specialized, brush-tipped tongues delicately extract nectar, providing a vital energy source to sustain their long, energetic flights. But their diet is not limited to nectar alone. During the breeding season, these birds shift to a protein-rich menu of small insects, ensuring their young receive the nutrients essential for growth and development. This dietary adaptability equips them to endure the forest's harshest conditions, particularly during the dry seasons when resources are limited. While feeding, pollen clings to their beaks and tongues, unwittingly turning them into pollinators. As they move from flower to flower, they facilitate the reproduction of countless plant species. Through this seemingly simple act, they help sustain the forest's rich plant diversity, an intricate web that provides food, shelter, and life to millions of other organisms. On the mountain slopes of Kilimanjaro, a natural marvel rises from the earth. Kilimanjaro National Park. a sanctuary meticulously preserved to protect the rainforest that cloaks Africa's tallest mountain. Established in 1973, the park was created to safeguard the mountain's extraordinary landscapes and unique ecosystems. Its global importance was recognized in 1987 when it was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, nature tells its story, in every mist-shrouded tree, in each raindrop sinking into fertile soil, and in the melodic calls of wildlife echoing through the dense canopy. Amidst the emerald layers of the forest, where sunlight barely pierces the leafy ceiling, a shadow glides silently. The African leopard, a symbol of resilience and strength. Its golden coat, marked with intricate black rosettes, melts into the forest backdrop, cloaking the predator in an aura of mystery. A creature of ancient lineage, the leopard's evolutionary roots stretch back over 2 million years to the early ancestors of the feline family in Africa and Asia. One of the most adaptable predators on Earth, the leopard thrives across a wide range of environments, from vast savannas to thick, humid rainforests. On Kilimanjaro, the stable climate and plentiful food create an ideal stronghold for this elusive apex predator. Leopards are masters of stealth. They prowl through shadows and undergrowth, stalking with calculated precision before launching a sudden, lethal pounce. Capable of reaching speeds of up to 36 miles per hour and leaping over 20 feet in a single bound, they are formidable hunters. With a swift bite to the throat or nape, they dispatch their prey with ruthless efficiency. One of their most remarkable traits lies not just in their power, but in their agility. After a successful kill, leopards often drag their prey into trees, sometimes hoisting carcasses as high as 20 feet above the ground. There, away from the reach of scavengers like hyenas or African wild dogs, they feed in peace. These high perches also serve as storage for future meals, showcasing the leopard's intelligence and long-term survival strategy. Yet their role goes beyond the hunt. As apex predators, leopards are vital to maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. By regulating herbivore populations, they protect the delicate equilibrium of vegetation. Even the remains of their kills play a role, providing food for scavengers and recycling essential nutrients back into the forest. In the heart of Kilimanjaro's rainforest, the leopard is more than a predator. It is a keeper of balance, a relic of evolution, and a testament to the resilience of life in one of Africa's most extraordinary landscapes. As the storms return, bringing rain to green the parched earth, the Leoa Plains welcome a dark-hued cavalry riding across the grasslands. Each heavy step of the Cape buffalo sinks deep into the softened ground, carrying with it the breath of an entire ecosystem. An ecosystem driven by the strength of the herd and the inherited memory shaped over millions of years. The Cape buffalo is the largest remaining wild bovine in Africa, often nicknamed the Black Death. Due to its unpredictable nature and fierce ability to fight back, a full-grown male can weigh between 870 and 900 kilograms and stand up to 1.7 meters tall at the shoulder. Its curved horns form a solid bone shield known as a boss, a formidable weapon in standoffs and a crucial defense in battles with predators. Though females are smaller, they possess a sturdy build, perfectly suited for their role in defending the herd. Unlike many migratory species, Cape buffalo do not leave Leoa during the rainy season. Instead, they shift laterally within the region, moving from higher ground to areas where fresh grass has sprouted with the rains. Their adaptability to wetlands and saturated terrain allows them to access food year-round without the need for long-distance migration. Their movements follow a directional pattern guided by the experience and memory of older individuals. Their primary tool for survival is scent, allowing them to detect water sources and threats like lions from over 2 kilometers away. Though their eyesight and hearing are unremarkable, their acute sense of smell, combined with herd memory and collective awareness, keeps them alert during the hours when predators are most active. Cape Buffalo society is built on unity and coordination. Herds can range from just a few dozen to over 30000 individuals, guided by the wisdom of the experienced. When threatened, they do not scatter. Instead, they band together, large males forming a protective barrier around the more vulnerable females and calves. Numerous accounts have recorded lions being killed during such coordinated counterattacks, a powerful testament to the buffalo's collective strength and the deeply ingrained instinct to protect one another, passed down through generations. During the rainy season, Cape buffalo act as living lawnmowers across the landscape. Each adult consumes around 15 kilograms of dry grass per day, approximately 2.2% of its body weight, enough to sustain their massive frames. Their bulk feeding helps regulate vegetation height, opening access to food sources for ground-dwelling birds and smaller herbivores. Additionally, the gentle trampling and soil compression caused by their movement aids in the regeneration of grasses and boosts microbial activity, enriching the soil during the wet season. On the lush green grasslands, a small antelope with gracefully curved horns thrives in great numbers. The red leopard, with its long, narrow hooves, steps lightly across the soft mud, as if it were born to belong to this very place. Black markings on its forelegs stand out like signs painted by the hand of the Creator, helping them recognize one another amid the misty floodplains filled with the steady chorus of croaking frogs. In Lua, water is not just the source of life, but the setting for every biological rhythm. Around 700 red leopard live here year-round, according to the latest 2024 report from African parks. Unlike the blue wildebeest or plain zebra, they do not migrate far, but shift their movements in response to changes in water depth and the quality of submerged vegetation. When the water reaches the right depth to awaken fresh grasses along the banks, the leopard move in, and when the water rises high enough to submerge the pastures entirely, they gradually retreat to agricultural areas where the water is just knee-deep, sometimes blending with herds of migrating blue wildebeest in search of greener fields. The red leopard's body is biologically optimized for a semi-aquatic lifestyle. An adult male can reach up to 1.2 meters in height and weigh approximately 120 kilograms, with females slightly smaller. Their fur is coated with natural oils that repel water and help keep them warm even after spending hours submerged in chilly floodplains. They also use water as a living shield. When pursued by predators, the entire herd bolts into deeper waters, relying on their swimming skills and swift movements to evade capture. This strategy often causes the pursuer to slip, lose momentum, or abandon the chase altogether. Their survival depends not only on speed or strength, but on how skillfully they adapt to their surroundings. They know how to move with the flow of water, graze on just the right grasses, avoid dangerously deep zones, and coexist peacefully with species like the plain zebra or the oribi without direct competition. In doing so, the red leopard becomes a vital link in the wetland ecosystem. They regulate the biomass of aquatic plants, create safe corridors for foraging birds, and serve as a potential food source for native predators. With their compact build, they are a familiar target of the night's silent ruler, the elusive leopard. At Lewa Plains, nearly 45,000 blue wildebeest gather, forming Africa's second-largest migration, surpassed only by the great herds of the Serengeti Mara. Driven by ancestral instinct, the wildebeest sense the shift in seasons long before the first drop of rain falls. They feel it in the moisture carried on the wind, the distant rumble of thunder, and even the subtle shift in the earth beneath their hooves. They do not rush, yet they are never late, because they understand this journey is not about wandering, it is about survival. This migration is not random, it is an annual cycle. Each stretch of land, each patch of grass, each watering hole carries the memory of generations past. The herd moves through muddy depressions and crosses flowing streams along the roughly 250-kilometer route of the Lewa Plains. Though only a quarter the length of the Serengeti's famous migration, the path here is no less perilous, with predators lurking nearby. At times, the herd splinters into smaller groups, weaving through safer corridors, but they always reunite, gathering on higher, drier ground at the heart of the plains. Every individual plays a part in the collective safety of the herd. With no clear leader, they rely on constant observation of one another. When danger strikes, the herd instinctively forms a protective circle, placing calves at the center while adults face outward. This movement resembles a small whirlwind skimming across the floodplain, visually striking, yet deeply strategic. Lewa is not just a temporary refuge, it is a place of renewal. At the end of the rainy season, the calving period begins. After a pregnancy of roughly 8.5 months, females give birth just as the grasslands begin to dry, providing clearer visibility to better detect approaching predators. Within minutes, the calves are on their feet and walking, a vital trait for a species defined by constant movement. With a clear ecological role, the blue wildebeest acts as a tireless gardener of the grasslands. By grazing on short grasses, they make space for taller grasses and shrubs to thrive. Their steady movement helps regenerate the soil, circulate nutrients, and sustain biodiversity across the plains. When one falls, its body does not mark the end of a single life. It sparks the beginning of countless food chains. The final breath of a wildebeest may nourish hyenas, vultures, and even the land itself. Seen through the lens of faith, this closed-loop migration is more than instinct. With nothing but survival as their compass, their journey across hundreds of kilometers brings them to the right place at the right time, year after year. There is a quiet wonder in this rhythm, like a whisper from nature, silent yet unwavering, guiding life within a universe in constant motion. Nothing on Lewa during the season of rising waters happens by accident. For the blue wildebeest, each rainy season marks a new chapter in a survival story, written not just by nature itself, but also by predators and partners alike. As the rains rise, herds of plain zebras converge from the park's edges toward the heart of the plains in search of fresh grazing. Thousands of zebras form large, mixed groups alongside the wildebeest and other herbivores, a living testament to the vibrant and interconnected life on Lewa Plains. Fossil evidence reveals that the ancestors of the spotted hyena inhabited grassland regions as far back as the Pliocene era, making them one of the most evolutionarily resilient carnivores on the continent. Contrary to popular belief that they are primarily scavengers, recent research shows that over 70% of their diet consists of prey they hunt themselves. Modern behavioral ecology studies, including field surveys by African parks and Lewa, confirm that spotted hyenas can achieve hunting success rates of up to 67%, surpassing even lions in some environments. The physical strength of the spotted hyena lies in its exceptionally powerful jaws, capable of delivering an average bite force of over 758 newtons per square centimeter. This unique dental structure enables them to crush large bones, horns, and hooves with ease. Their ability to digest nearly the entire carcass, including the calcium in bones, makes them a crucial link in the ecosystem's nutrient recycling chain. Hunting tactics of the hyena are remarkably adaptable. They can hunt alone, in pairs, or in small groups of 4 to 6 individuals. In special situations, such as during wildebeest calving or large herd movements, they may band together in coordinated groups of dozens, working to pressure and scatter the herd before isolating vulnerable targets, like the young or injured. The surge and encircle behavior, frequently observed during hunting, is a clear example of this strategic cooperation. In Lila Plains, the spotted hyena population is estimated at around 200 to 300 individuals, mainly concentrated in higher ground areas surrounding seasonal rain-fed wetlands. Unlike wildebeests or zebras, they do not undertake long migrations, but the home range of each clan can expand greatly depending on environmental conditions and prey density. During the rainy season, when much of the grassland is submerged and herbivore herds gather on limited dry ground, hyenas take full advantage, making their hunts significantly more efficient. The social structure of the spotted hyena is remarkably complex. Each clan can include up to 80 individuals, governed by a strict hierarchy in which females hold absolute dominance. Rank is determined not only by strength, but also by lineage, with offspring of high-ranking females inheriting higher status. This system maintains internal order in an environment where cooperation is essential for survival. Communication plays a vital role. With more than 11 distinct vocalizations, spotted hyenas send signals across long distances, express excitement or submission through their iconic laughter, and convey social emotions with sounds like groans or squeals. The spotted hyena is a master of adaptation, thriving in diverse environments, from vast savannas to open woodlands and semi-arid zones. They can be active both day and night, adjusting their behavior based on hunting pressure. Their survival during the rainy season in Lewa is a striking example of nature's adaptive spirit. Spotted hyenas endure by reading their environment, responding to its cues, and remaining deeply connected to their community. A vivid image of natural intelligence hidden beneath spotted fur and that haunting, echoing laugh. Zambia faced its most severe drought in over 2 decades, a crisis intensified by prolonged dry spells linked to the El Niño phenomenon. This drought brought about a drastic reduction in rainfall, dwindling water sources, and widespread food shortages, compelling the government to declare a national disaster. The disaster impacted 84 of Zambia's 116 districts, including Western Province, home to Liwa National Park. Many members of the local community, deeply involved in the care and protection of the region's wildlife, were pushed into hardship. Although specific data on wildlife mortality rates during the drought is lacking, the negative effects on the ecosystem and the surrounding communities were unmistakable. In response, the Luanakika Community Resource Board, alongside 10 community action groups, launched a $250,000 relief program. This initiative delivered transparent food aid to around 1,500 households across 10 affected communities, including the Lua Plains. It stands as a testament to the community's resilience and solidarity in the face of adversity. Following a harsh period of drought, the Lua Plains has embarked on a journey of recovery. The reintroduction of buffalo, lions, and African wild dogs has seen these species successfully breeding again. By this time, over 20 lions had established residency, while the migration of 40,000 blue wildebeests continued to sustain the ecosystem and attract rare bird species. Conservation efforts have been bolstered by trap cameras, GPS tracking, and a workforce composed of more than 95% local residents. These measures contribute to long-term ecological monitoring and sustainability. Alongside food relief, regular environmental education classes and livelihood programs have been launched to help the community adapt and live in harmony with nature. Thanks to the tireless cooperation between people and the environment, Liwa Plains has come back to life. Yet, to ensure that migratory patterns remain uninterrupted by climate change, and that the calls of lions and the wings of cranes do not fade into memory, every action taken today holds vital importance. Reducing our ecological footprint, supporting conservation programs, and raising awareness about biodiversity are essential steps to protect Liwa Plains and countless other ecosystems around the world quietly calling out for help. If you have ever visited Liwa Plains National Park to witness one of Africa's most untamed journeys, or taken part in the Coca Festival celebrated by the local Loi people, your stories and experiences can inspire others. Sharing them helps fuel conservation efforts and the protection of rare wildlife, preserving these precious ecosystems for generations to come. The dry season on the Kilimanjaro plateau brings with it a harsh and unforgiving landscape. For the wildlife that calls this region home, survival becomes a daily challenge, and the plain zebra is no exception. As the grasses of the lower plains wither beneath the searing sun, zebra herds begin their seasonal migration to higher altitudes. What appears to be a simple journey is in fact a finely tuned survival strategy honed over millions of years of evolution. Their iconic black and white stripes, so easily recognized by human eyes, serve a far more complex purpose in the wild. In the dim light of dawn and dusk, the stripes blend with the broken patterns of the landscape, masking the zebra's silhouettes. This natural camouflage confuses predators like leopards and hyenas, making it difficult to single out an individual in the misty terrain of the heatherlands. This migration is not a panicked escape, but a deliberate and highly organized movement. Zebras travel in tightly knit groups, led by a dominant stallion, with females and young positioned safely at the center. Unity is their shield. Adult zebras form protective circles when resting, standing guard while the vulnerable remain within. Every member of the herd plays a role. Some stay vigilant for predators, others lead the way in search of fresh grazing grounds. During these dry months, the sparse vegetation of the heatherlands becomes a precious lifeline. Though limited, the short, nutrient-rich grasses here offer just enough sustenance to keep the herds going. Their diet consists primarily of soft grasses, but in times of scarcity, they adapt, feeding on tougher vegetation and scattered plant matter. With a specialized digestive system, plain zebras can extract maximum nutrition from the most meager of meals. But their resilience goes beyond digestion. Spatial memory is crucial to their survival. Adult zebras remember the locations of past feeding grounds and lead the herd with uncanny precision, navigating vast, rugged landscapes without wasting energy. This remarkable awareness allows them to cover dozens of miles daily through Kilimanjaro's challenging, undulating terrain. Yet not all threats are environmental. Predators lurk constantly, especially as the zebras pass through open areas. When danger strikes, they don't scatter in chaos. Instead, the herd moves as one, tight, unified, and focused. This coordinated motion makes it harder for predators to isolate a target, reducing the chance of a successful attack. The plain zebra's presence in the heatherlands is more than a story of endurance. It's a living testament to their role in the ecosystem. As they graze and move, zebras stir the soil, disperse seeds, and promote the regeneration of vegetation. Their nutrient-rich droppings act as natural fertilizers, enriching the earth and encouraging new plant growth. This ongoing process not only sustains their own food sources, but supports a wider community of herbivores that share this landscape, an interconnected web of life, thriving against the odds in the shadows of Kilimanjaro. Under the gentle light of the Highland sun, banded mongooses move with stealth through the sparse grasslands and low shrubs. Small, yet far from fragile, these creatures have evolved into a vital component of the Highland ecosystem. Belonging to the Herpestidae family, banded mongooses were first observed in the grasslands and savannas of Africa. Over millions of years, they gradually extended their range to higher elevations, including the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro, a place where cooler climates and an abundance of food sources, such as insects, reptiles, and scattered vegetation, provide the perfect haven. Despite their modest size, banded mongooses are equipped with remarkable survival skills. Their brown-gray fur, patterned with distinct horizontal stripes, not only enhances their visual charm, but also acts as effective camouflage. These markings blend seamlessly into the earthy tones of their environment, offering protection from predators like leopards and eagles. But their resilience lies not only in appearance, it's deeply rooted in their complex social structure. They live in tightly knit groups, typically ranging from 10 to 40 individuals. Within these communities, responsibilities are shared, caring for the young, foraging, and protecting one another from danger. In the cold Highland nights, survival requires cooperation. Mongooses dig burrows or repurpose abandoned ones, seeking shelter from the biting temperatures and lurking predators. Inside these earthen sanctuaries, they huddle together, conserving warmth and safety through collective effort. During the day, their foraging rituals begin. With sharp claws and powerful jaws, they tirelessly dig for insects, larvae, and even small reptiles, spending much of the daylight hours combing through shrubs and tall grass. Their constant activity not only regulates insect and reptile populations, but also aerates the soil, promoting better water flow and conditions for plant growth. Among their most impressive behaviors is their instinctive defense strategy. When faced with danger, adult mongooses rapidly form a circle, placing the young at the center. Their sharp alarm calls ripple across the savanna, both warning the group and startling potential predators into hesitation. In the vast and challenging highlands, the banded mongoose survives not through strength alone, but through unity, strategy, and the subtle mastery of its environment. In the vast, windswept moorland region of Mount Kilimanjaro, the East African oryx, also known as the besa, ascends into the heather zone in search of the last remaining patches of grassland. In this harsh, high-altitude habitat, survival hinges on adaptation. Equipped with a powerful digestive system, the oryx can process coarse, fibrous vegetation, dry grasses, shrubs, and leaves that would challenge most other herbivores. These are vital lifelines in the sparse uplands. Their ability to store water internally allows them to endure for days without drinking, while unique thermoregulation enables them to withstand Kilimanjaro's scorching daytime heat and freezing nights. Their sleek coats, ranging from pale gray to tawny brown, blend seamlessly with the rocky landscape. Bold black markings along the face and legs provide striking camouflage against predators. Towering, straight horns, stretching up to 35 inches, are not just majestic symbols of strength, but also formidable weapons in both defense and dominance disputes. When threatened, oryxes don't flee blindly. They take a stand, adults often forming a perimeter around the young, using their horns to confront danger head-on or adopt a defensive formation, minimizing risk to the herd. Further up the mountain, where jagged cliffs slice through the horizon, a very different survivor emerges, the klipspringer. A master of the mountains, the klipspringer bounds across vertical rock faces with effortless agility. Evolved from ancestors that once grazed open grasslands, this nimble antelope has adapted to the treacherous heights and extreme climates of the alpine zone. Belonging to a lineage that spans millions of years, klipspringers are uniquely suited to rocky terrains. Today, they inhabit the highlands of sub-Saharan Africa, including the rugged slopes of Kilimanjaro. Here, their population remains stable, safeguarded by the protection of Kilimanjaro National Park. But across the continent, their numbers have dwindled, estimated at just 40,000 to 50,000. Reminding us of the fragile balance between survival and extinction. Standing no taller than 2 feet at the shoulder and weighing less than 40 pounds, the klipspringer is compact yet perfectly engineered for mountain life. With a dense, coarse coat ranging from pale gray to muted brown and a spring-loaded gait, it thrives where few others dare to tread. Their tawny brown coat provides more than just warmth during Kilimanjaro's frigid nights. It also acts as natural camouflage, blending seamlessly into the rugged, rocky backdrop. But the klipspringer's true marvel lies in its legs. Engineered by evolution, their short, muscular limbs end in small, rubbery, cylindrical hooves, uniquely adapted for life on the edge. These specialized hooves grip even the most precarious rock surfaces, allowing the klipspringer to scale vertical cliffs and steep inclines with astonishing agility and confidence. Survival here demands more than just physical prowess. Klipspringers exhibit remarkable behavioral intelligence. They live in monogamous pairs or tight-knit family groups, forging strong bonds to guard and protect one another. Territorial by nature, they mark their rocky dominion using scent glands located just below their eyes, leaving silent messages for rivals to heed. When not foraging, they often perch atop high outcrops, silent sentinels scanning the landscape for predators like leopards or birds of prey. From this vantage point, they're ever vigilant. Their escape strategy is as dramatic as their habitat. In moments of danger, the klipspringer doesn't flee blindly, it launches. With a single bound, it can leap up to 10 feet high and 15 feet across, soaring effortlessly from one rock face to the next. This breathtaking agility turns the mountain itself into a fortress, using elevation and terrain to evade threats and survive another day. High above the savannah, where a cheetah streaks across the earth with unmatched speed, another predator dominates the skies. Cutting through the wind with silent precision, the lanner falcon patrols its aerial domain. Sleek, agile, and relentless, it can dive at speeds exceeding 140 kilometers per hour, plummeting like a feathered missile into the heart of the plains. The lanner falcon is a medium-sized raptor, measuring 43 to 50 centimeters in length, with a wingspan stretching up to 105 centimeters. Juveniles bear darker brown plumage, often mistaken for similar species like the peregrine or saker falcon. But one unmistakable feature sets the lanner apart: a sharp, curved beak equipped with a toenail tooth, a specialized notch used to deliver a precise, fatal bite to the spine of its prey, swiftly ending any struggle. In the open grasslands surrounding Huanghe's main camp, where shrubs are sparse and sightlines stretch unobstructed, the lanner falcon executes one of the most refined aerial hunting strategies in the bird world. Unlike other falcons that rely on high-speed vertical dives, the lanner favors horizontal pursuits. It chases small birds and insects at eye level, banking through the air with pinpoint control. Its hunting technique is a spectacle of coordination. As it zeroes in on its target, the falcon adjusts the tilt of its wings and accelerates with incredible agility, reaching speeds of up to 144 kilometers per hour. Striking from the side, it snatches its quarry mid-flight or just above the treetops, using razor-sharp talons in a blur of motion. Unlike many migratory raptors, lanner falcons don't travel long distances seasonally. However, they do disperse after breeding, particularly when environmental conditions shift. As a result, sightings in Hwanghae, especially near main camp, vary with the seasons. They are most frequently observed just after the rains, when vegetation thickens and populations of small birds surge, providing a feast of opportunity in the skies. Larger than the agile lanner falcon, with a wingspan nearing 2 meters, the steppe eagle carves wide, unwavering circles through the sky, silent, commanding, and watchful. From above, it appears almost like a ghostly signature across the biological map of Hwanghae National Park, a transient presence from a distant world, drawn here when winter tightens its grip across the Central Asian steppes. Though they do not breed in this region, steppe eagles are reliable visitors during the dry season, arriving between October and March, measuring between 70 and 85 centimeters in length and weighing up to 4 kilograms. These birds are built for endurance and power. A thick neck, sharply curved beak, and small head give them a distinct, formidable silhouette, one defined by strength and stamina. As summer fades in the north, the first chill winds herald the beginning of a vast migration. Thousands of steppe eagles abandon their nesting grounds, embarking on a transcontinental odyssey. Some veer towards Iran and India. Others cross the Arabian Peninsula, descending into the sun-baked savannas of Africa, where places like Hwanghae offer open landscapes and plentiful food. On the wing, they can cover up to 350 kilometers a day, riding thermal uplifts to conserve energy over vast, arid distances. Hwanghae's main camp provides a welcome haven. Its open terrain, the natural scattering of carcasses from large herbivores, and even informal waste sites offer reliable foraging grounds. Here, the steppe eagle reveals another side, part predator, part opportunist. They often scavenge, sometimes challenging vultures or robbing smaller raptors of their catches, earning them the nickname the thief eagle. Despite their scavenging tendencies, steppe eagles are skilled hunters when opportunity strikes. Their diet includes carrion. But they're fully capable of taking live prey, everything from small birds to snakes and desert lizards. From high altitudes, they scan the earth below with extraordinary eyesight. Once movement is detected, they dive with deadly force, reaching speeds of up to 290 kilometers per hour. Their talons hit with crushing power, ending the hunt in a single, swift strike. Beneath the sweeping shadow of the steppe eagle, another scavenger quietly makes its entrance across the carcass-littered plains of main camp. It is the white-backed vulture, once the most widespread vulture species in Africa, now fading from skies it long dominated. With a wingspan reaching up to 2.3 meters, the white-backed vulture glides effortlessly, soaring for hours on rising thermals in search of food. Its featherless head and neck, paired with a cloak of silvery white plumage along the back, cut a striking figure in the air. A dark face and piercing gaze complete the look of a specialist evolved for a very particular purpose, feeding on death to preserve life. Every feature of this bird tells a story of survival. Its bald head reduces the risk of infection when feeding deep inside carcasses. Its keen eyesight allows it to spot the fallen from hundreds of meters above. When one vulture descends, dozens more often follow, spiraling downward in a coordinated signal that a meal has been found. In Hwangi's main camp, where wildebeest, zebra, and buffalo fall to drought, injury, or old age, the white-backed vulture fulfills a vital role. Though not powerful enough to rip open thick hides like hyenas, they are uniquely adapted to reach deep into body cavities, clearing out soft tissues and organs, those parts most prone to rot. In doing so, they help contain bacteria and prevent disease from spreading through the ecosystem. But these birds are more than just nature's sanitation team. They are social creatures, nesting in loose colonies high in trees near water. Most return to the same nest sites year after year. Each breeding season, a female lays just one egg, which she and her mate incubate for roughly 55 days. The chick will not leave the nest for over 3 months, a slow and vulnerable start to life in a harsh world. That slow reproductive rate, combined with high mortality among young and adult birds alike, makes the species dangerously susceptible to even small disruptions. Habitat loss, poisoning, and human interference can tip the balance, triggering a collapse not just in vulture numbers, but across the entire biological system they help hold together. Nestled within the main camp region of Hwange National Park, Nyamandlovu Pan stretches across an expanse of over 1,180 square kilometers. It is one of the park's most frequented and ecologically significant areas, largely thanks to a network of 14 artificial waterholes, maintained year-round. During the long, unforgiving dry season, when most natural water sources vanish, these waterholes become lifelines. They draw a steady procession of wildlife. Towering elephants, herds of African buffalo, a variety of antelope, and flocks of wild birds, all converging on this vital oasis. The deep boreholes that feed the pans are powered by a mix of diesel and solar energy, ensuring a reliable water supply through even the harshest months. Without them, the delicate ecological balance of this region would quickly unravel. Nyamandlovu plays an outsized role in supporting Zimbabwe's largest elephant population, estimated at between 30,000 to 40,000 individuals. But its importance doesn't stop with mammals. Over 400 species of birds have been recorded here, a testament to the area's astonishing biodiversity. This engineered water system is more than a conservation tool. It is a symbol of adaptation, a man-made solution sustaining one of Africa's last great wildernesses, where life endures against the odds. At Nyamandlovu Pan, the water glistens beneath the searing midday sun, shimmering like rippling glass. Just beneath the surface, faint movements betray a quiet presence. Pairs of ears, nostrils, and watchful eyes emerge with barely a ripple. Not crocodiles, not elephants. These are the so-called river horses, the mighty hippopotamuses, some of Africa's most remarkable and misunderstood creatures. Massive in size and curious in form. An adult male hippopotamus can grow up to 5 meters in length and weigh over 4,500 kilograms, making it the third largest land mammal on Earth, after the African elephant and the white rhinoceros. Despite their bulk, they move with surprising grace in water, where their buoyant, barrel-shaped bodies and short muscular legs allow for steady propulsion. Webbed toes give them firm footing on the slick, muddy bottom, and their streamlined shape cuts through the water with little resistance. One of nature's most ingenious adaptations lies in the hippo's facial design. Eyes, ears, and nostrils are perched high on the head, allowing the animal to see, hear, and breathe while almost completely submerged. Perfect for staying cool and alert in the murky waters of Hwange's arid wilderness. During the scorching dry season, When the grass withers to a brittle gray and the earth cracks beneath the heat, water holes like Nyamandlovu become critical lifelines. Hippos spend the daylight hours mostly underwater, avoiding the harsh UV rays. Their skin, thick but nearly hairless, is prone to dehydration if exposed for too long. To combat this, they secrete a pinkish oily fluid, often called blood sweat. This natural compound acts as both antibacterial agent and sunblock, helping to prevent infections from wounds sustained during social clashes or territorial disputes. Despite their bulk, hippos are strict herbivores, consuming around 30 to 40 kilograms of soft grasses each night. Occasionally, they may snack on fallen fruit, but they are not constant grazers like buffalo or zebras. Social bonds define much of a hippo's life. They live in groups called bloats, typically composed of 10 to 20 individuals, though these numbers can swell dramatically during the dry season. A dominant male controls the territory, granting him priority access to the waterhole and mating rights, while females and calves cluster near the center of the group. Ousted or younger males often live solitary lives or form bachelor pods around smaller pans. Territorial disputes are settled with terrifying power. A hippo's jaws can open nearly 180 degrees, revealing tusk-like canines up to 50 centimeters long, natural weapons capable of splitting a crocodile in two. It's this combination of power, unpredictability, and aggression that makes the hippopotamus one of Africa's most dangerous animals. Each year, they are involved in hundreds of human fatalities, often the result of surprise encounters or territorial charges at the water's edge. Yet within this volatile power lies a creature perfectly attuned to its environment, adapted, efficient, and essential to the balance of life in Hwangi's unforgiving drylands. At Nyamandlovu, two apex predators share the same rare muddy waters, each a master of survival in its own right. One is the towering territorial hippopotamus. The other, no less formidable, is the ancient Nile crocodile. Though they coexist, their relationship is not marked by peace nor outright conflict. Instead, an unspoken code governs their interactions. The hippo defends its herd with brute force, while the crocodile waits, still, silent, and calculating beneath the surface. Neither targets the other's adult kind. Neither dares to cross an invisible boundary etched not by treaty, but by instinct, and perhaps something deeper. The Nile crocodile is a relic of prehistory, a biological machine honed over more than 80 million years. Reaching lengths of up to 6 meters, these reptiles rank among the largest on Earth. Clad in armored scales and crowned with golden eyes that sit high upon their skulls, they watch the world with reptilian patience. Their bodies, caked in mud, lie still in the shallows, indistinguishable from the riverbed, until it's too late. No chase, no sound, just a sudden eruption from the water. Their powerful tails propel them forward in a blur. A single lunge, a bone-crushing bite, over 22,000 newtons of force, nearly 5 times that of a great white shark. The prey never sees it coming. Death arrives in silence. Equipped with integumentary sense organs along their snouts and jaws, crocodiles detect the faintest disturbance, a ripple, a vibration, as impalas or warthogs approach to drink. A single step too close, and the ambush begins. Crocodiles don't need to eat every day. They can fast for weeks, even months. But when they strike, they seldom miss. Unlike predators that chew, crocodiles rely on sheer power and a signature move, the death roll. With it, they twist and tear flesh into manageable chunks, swallowing them whole. Inside, one of the most acidic digestive systems in the animal kingdom makes short work of even bone and sinew. Yet beneath this armor of lethality lies an unexpected tenderness. As the dry season fades and rains return, the The female crocodile selects a high sandy bank to lay her clutch, up to 80 eggs. For nearly 3 months, she guards them relentlessly. When the hatchlings begin to chirp from within their shells, she responds with astonishing care. One by one, she lifts them gently in her powerful jaws, the same jaws that once dragged antelope into the deep, and carries them to a nursery pool. There, in the shallows, she remains watchful. She fends off birds, snakes, large fish, even other crocodiles, to give her young the faintest chance at life in this unforgiving land. The Serengeti, with its expansive savannas, diverse ecosystems, and rich wildlife, is one of Africa's most celebrated wildlife reserves. Among its many inhabitants, the rhinoceros stands out as a symbol of both magnificence and fragility. Known for their impressive size, unique physical characteristics, and significant ecological role, rhinoceroses in the Serengeti represent an integral part of the region's biodiversity. However, the species faces numerous challenges that threaten its survival. Rhinoceroses are among the largest land mammals, distinguished by their thick skin, sizable bodies, and 1 or 2 horns situated on their snouts. In the Serengeti, the 2 primary species found are the black rhinoceros, Diceros bicornis, and the white rhinoceros, Ceratotherium cymum. The black rhinoceros is smaller, known for its hooked lip adapted for grasping leaves and twigs, while the white rhinoceros is larger and has a square lip that enables it to graze efficiently on grasses. These majestic creatures exhibit a variety of behaviors that reflect their adaptations to the Serengeti environment. Rhinoceroses are generally solitary animals, with males establishing territories that they mark with dung and urine. Females, on the other hand, often have a home range that overlaps with other females. They are primarily herbivorous, consuming a diet of grasses, shrubs, and leaves, which makes them crucial for maintaining the health of the savanna ecosystem. By grazing and browsing, rhinoceroses contribute to the regulation of vegetation growth, thus creating habitats for other species and promoting biodiversity. In the Serengeti, rhinoceroses share their habitat with several formidable predators. Among these are lions, hyenas, and crocodiles, each of which poses unique challenges to both adult rhinos and their vulnerable calves. While adult rhinoceroses, particularly the larger white rhinos, have few natural enemies due to their size and strength, young or weakened individuals are more susceptible to predation. Lions are the apex predators of the Serengeti and are known for their strength and social hunting strategies. A pride of lions can pose a significant threat to a lone or vulnerable rhino, particularly calves separated from their mothers. Lions often employ ambush tactics, using the tall grass to conceal their approach before launching a swift attack. Hyenas, known for their scavenging abilities, can also collaborate in groups to target weaker individuals. Their keen senses and relentless persistence enable them to exploit situations where a rhinoceros might be at a disadvantage. Rhinoceroses play a vital ecological role in the Serengeti, acting as mega herbivores that help shape the landscape. Their feeding habits can influence plant community structures as they consume large quantities of vegetation. This activity not only promotes a diversity of plant species, but also creates open areas for smaller herbivores to thrive. Additionally, their dung is a source of nutrients for various organisms and helps to fertilize the soil, further enriching the ecosystem. Furthermore, rhinoceroses serve as a link in the food web, impacting the populations of their prey and influencing the behavior of predators. Their presence in the Serengeti is indicative of a healthy ecosystem, as they are sensitive to changes in their environment. Thus, the conservation of rhinoceroses is essential not only for their survival, but for the overall health of the Serengeti. Warthogs are distinct members of the pig family, native to the African savanna. With their rugged appearance, characterized by elongated tusks and a mane of coarse hair along their backs, warthogs have adapted to thrive in the challenging ecosystems of the savanna. One of the most immediate dangers facing warthogs in the African savanna is predation. Warthogs are preyed upon by a variety of carnivores, including lions, leopards, hyenas, and wild dogs. Their size and relatively robust build give them some advantage in defending themselves, but they are particularly vulnerable when foraging for food or when young. Warthog piglets are especially exposed to danger, as their small size makes them easy targets for larger predators. To mitigate this risk, warthogs have developed certain behavioral adaptations. They often graze in open areas where they can quickly spot approaching predators. Unlike some other herbivores that rely on herding for safety, warthogs are known to retreat into burrows, often those abandoned by aardvarks when threatened. This instinctual behavior shows their reliance on both their physical environment and the burrowing habits of other animals for protection. The African savanna is a dynamic environment characterized by seasonal changes that can significantly affect the availability of food and water. During dry seasons, many grass species wither and die, forcing warthogs to travel greater distances in search of sustenance. This not only increases the risk of predation, but also heightens competition with other herbivores. Moreover, warthogs also contend with competition from other herbivores, including grazers like zebras and wildebeest. majestically atop Mount Kilimanjaro. Kilimanjaro National Park stands as a symbol of untamed nature and human determination. This iconic destination weaves together breathtaking landscapes with the challenge of self-discovery, offering an unparalleled adventure. At 19,341 feet, Kilimanjaro is not only Africa's tallest peak, but also the highest freestanding mountain in the world. Every year, thousands are drawn to its awe-inspiring beauty, lured by the opportunity to explore an ecosystem that ranges from lush, tropical rainforests to the icy reaches of its glaciers. Climbing Kilimanjaro is the ultimate pursuit. 7 distinct routes lead to the summit, each with its own character and challenges. The Marangu, Machame, Limosho, and Rongai routes cater to various levels of experience, each offering a unique perspective of the mountain's diverse environments. Marangu, known as the Coca-Cola route, provides convenience with basic but safe hut accommodations. In contrast, the Machame or Whiskey route is known for its strikingly diverse landscapes, yet demands a higher level of physical endurance. These trails guide climbers through the dense canopies of rainforests, across the otherworldly flora of the moorlands, and into the barren beauty of the alpine desert. Finally, the icy expanse of the Arctic zone awaits, where snow and glaciers dominate the landscape. Climbs typically last from 5 to 9 days, depending on the route and the climber's ability to acclimatize to the ever-increasing altitude. But beyond the climb, Kilimanjaro National Park is a sanctuary for wildlife. The rainforests at the base are home to rare birds like the Hartlaub's chiraco and primates such as the blue monkey and colobus monkey. The park also shelters Africa's elephants, Cape buffalo, and a rich array of antelope species. With every step along its trails, visitors are greeted by the calls of distant birds or a fleeting glimpse of a bushbuck concealed in the thicket, reminding us of the park's wild heart. As the first rays of sunlight bathe the snow-capped peaks of Kilimanjaro, the mountain's ecosystem tells a profound story of life's relentless struggle to adapt. From the dense, tropical rainforests at the base to the icy realms above, the wildlife here is forced to constantly evolve in order to survive the ever-mounting challenges of nature and human influence. Climate change and human activity have severely impacted this already harsh environment, pushing species into intense battles for survival. The glaciers of Kilimanjaro are melting at an alarming rate. The iconic Furtwängler Glacier, once a vast expanse of ice, has already lost more than 80% of its area since the early 20th century. Scientists warn that if this trend continues, the summit's snow and ice could vanish entirely by 2040. This crisis is about more than just the mountain's beauty. It's about the very lifeblood of the ecosystem. The glacier-fed streams that sustain life on Kilimanjaro are gradually drying up, making it increasingly difficult for animals like elephants and buffalo to find water, especially during the dry season. Rising temperatures are reshaping the habitats of many species. Prolonged droughts in the lower regions are forcing large herbivores to migrate further in search of food, while high-altitude species like the klipspringer are being pushed even higher, seeking cooler climates where survival remains possible. But as their habitats shrink, the competition for space and resources intensifies, disrupting delicate ecosystems and altering natural relationships that have existed for centuries. Human activities have left their own indelible marks on this land. Poaching remains a significant threat, especially for elephants and Cape buffalo. Despite the protective measures in place at Kilimanjaro National Park, dozens of elephants are still killed each year for their ivory, disrupting the complex social structures of their herds. Cape buffalo, strong and social creatures, are not immune to the deadly reach of illegal hunting. These actions not only deplete populations, but also destabilize the fragile balance of the park's ecosystem. The long-term consequences of these challenges are far-reaching, threatening the survival of entire species that call Kilimanjaro home. Kilimanjaro is not only a natural icon, but also a stage where the relentless battle for survival unfolds. In this narrative, life on Kilimanjaro is more than just a struggle. It is a powerful testament to the importance of conservation. Tourism is strictly regulated, with a cap of 50,000 climbers per year, and waste management measures along with guide training programs are in place to protect the environment. Protecting the Kilimanjaro ecosystem is not just the responsibility of conservation organizations. It requires collective action from all of us. Every small step, from reducing plastic waste to supporting reforestation efforts, contributes to the preservation of this precious landscape. Together, we can mitigate the effects of climate change, safeguard endangered species like African elephants and Cape buffalo, and protect the unique wildlife endemic to Kilimanjaro. Let us act today to ensure that the natural beauty and life here endure for generations to come. If you've visited Kilimanjaro, share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your story can inspire and motivate others to join the fight for conservation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join us on even more incredible adventures.